GearNetwork.com.
This is a Gear Network production.
Hey everyone, this is Sleazy. We had a lot of issues with this last episode, so tonight we're going to do something a little bit special. First you're going to hear Fatman and I talk about Hell in a Cell that just happened this past weekend. Then we're going to actually go back into the time machine to last year's Hell in a Cell, episode 140. If you've never listened to some of our older shows, this is a great example of what we were doing over last year. We had a couple of guests on the show, Ryan Williams and Travis Canning. They were together with us to review Hell in a Cell. We also talked about TakeOver war games that happened last year, and then we did some news and rumors back then. Once again, if you want to listen to our old shows, you can find them on thewrestlingshow.com in our archives. Soon they will be on the Radio Gear Network. So anyway, on to the show. Welcome everyone, this is Sleazy.
This is the Fat Man.
And welcome everyone to another wonderful episode. Blue Smock Nancy, they're awesome. They let us use that wonderful song, Unsettling Differences. You can find them on iTunes and Spotify. Guess who else you can find on iTunes and Spotify?
The greatest wrestling podcast in the world!
And The Wrestling Show.
Oh, you dick. Yes, and The Wrestling Show.
And The Wrestling Show. No, we are amazing. We get all over the place now with iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, soon to be iHeartRadio. We're not actually on iHeartRadio yet. We need to put out a 5th episode on the Gear Network to get that. Which really? I didn't realize that was a thing.
That's the first I'm hearing of it too.
Yeah, so we're not there yet, but we will be there soon. But let's get on to it. Full disclosure, this episode was originally taped before Hell in a Cell, but frankly speaking, I didn't have enough time to edit it. So we're going to put in the Hell in a Cell review right now. We're going to do that right now. Might as well, because who cares about predictions for a show that's already happened? And you're probably going to hear a little bit of news and rumors over the last couple of weeks. So let's get right to it. Fat Man, I know you got the card.
I do have the card. Pre-show, did you watch it? Okay, good.
That makes it easy.
Okay.
There's like an hour right there.
So, before we talk, let's talk about this red Hell in a Cell.
I'm okay with it.
I am too. Now, when I first saw the picture of it, there was a report online, obviously, that the reason why that the Hell in a Cell was red was because there's going to be so much blood. They're bringing blood black to Hell in a Cell. They're just making it red so that you couldn't tell that the wrestlers were bleeding. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
Who the fuck said that? Oh my god.
The reason why it's red is because Vince thought it needed a cosmetic change. That was it. Just change the color of it.
A fresh coat of paint. Why not?
A fresh paint coat. That's all it needed. Yes, I said that the way I wanted to. So.
Well, sure, why not?
So,
what did
that's
we start
why it's
with?
a Hell in a Cell match. Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy.
Oh, well, fuck this match.
Really?
I was going into this, I knew I was going to be happy with the ending of this because it was going to be some sort of Jeff Hardy bump that ends it. I was surprised that it was a dumb bump.
I was going to say as simple a bump as it was.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're still falling 15 feet off the cage onto a table. But
face first.
Yeah. I mean, it was a dumb bump. I'm sorry. The moment of the match and probably of the night was the visual of Orton spinning Jeff Hardy's stretched out plug.
Earlobe.
Oh
Yep.
My god, that was great. Phenomenal. Love that.
Yeah. I watched it. I was like,
Ooh.
oh, god damn. damn, that's nasty.
The look of it was just great. I loved it. The rest of the match, and that's probably not something you should be saying about a Hell in a Cell match, especially in the year of our Lord 2018.
Really?
Yeah, it's 20 years old. We need something.
I thought it was a good match.
What do you?
I don't think it was meh.
I thought it was meh. I thought it was 2.5 stars.
I give it 3 1/4.
Okay. I get it, but
I mean, it wasn't like
Jeff Hardy in the Hall of Fame now.
No, it wasn't like the old Hell in a Cell matches, but it was way better than the 2009 through 2012 or 13 shit that we got. That was just a match inside of the Hell in a Cell.
Okay,
So,
I'll give you that. Yeah.
So it was actually had weapons involved. It was. I thought it was, spoiler, the better of the 2 Hell in a Cell matches.
Oh, you'd be correct, sir. You'd definitely be correct, sir.
So yeah, let's go to the SmackDown Women's title. Charlotte Flair defends against Becky Lynch.
Okay, so the result was cool, but the match itself, once again, wasn't that great.
Really?
No, I didn't.
Oh
I
my
could have thought this could have been a way better match than it was. Maybe I gave it 3 stars, but it was not as good of a match as I thought it was going to be.
I can pull the whole dickhead Travis thing. It's only the first match in the feud. They're not going to blow everything off in the first match. They need to say something for the next matches, which I do not agree at all.
Especially considering that they don't blow off feuds anymore, really.
Right. But I thought this match was great. 3.5 stars. Like, I really liked it. Like,
we're not that far off.
No, we're not. But you're like, yeah, the match was shit. 4.5 stars. Like, the match was pretty good. 3 stars. That's normally what you do. So
yeah, but to be fair, I'm gauging it on what they could potentially have done, and I'm let down by that. It still wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't the match that I thought they should have had. I thought it should have been. They should have amped it up a little bit more, maybe. I thought
the ending was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
No, not sorry. I'm thinking of a different match. My bad.
The match on this was kind of iffy.
But I did like how Charlotte does like the moose spear now.
Yeah.
But Becky rolled through it and got the pin. That I liked.
I didn't like that at all, actually.
Oh, you didn't?
Because what was the point of doing all the work on the arm?
That's why.
Wow, that is top-notch analysis by Fat Man right there.
Exactly. That's why I'm the Hall of Famer. But that's why it's not a 5-star match. There are some flaws where you have a arm injury that went for naught and stuff like that. But I thought the match was pretty solid, and I love the ending where Charlotte goes to shake Becky's hand, and Becky's like, "You're not stealing my moment. Fuck you," and then leaves.
I like that. That was a great moment in the feud.
But as a heel, Becky needs different music.
Just like Bobby Roode's going to get different music as soon as sometime in 2024 he turns heel.
It's a different case. Bobby Roode's always had that music. Becky's pretty much been a face her whole run with that music, and I think it's a little bit too upbeaty for her character, so I think they need to downplay it.
Understandable. That's part of the reason why they changed Knox's music, so that the crowds wouldn't sing along to it anymore.
Right.
Which I'm actually for. I think that makes it's a perfect way to sabotage something like that. So, yeah.
Raw Tag Team titles: Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre defends against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Should we say match of the night right now?
I was gonna say match of the night.
Wasn't even close.
In a fucking walk.
This is a 4-star tag match.
4 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars.
4.5. You a bitch.
Oh no! Here we go. Around everything, that fucking match makes it look like 4 stars. It wasn't a 4-star match, I don't think. But they absolutely had their working shoes on. I thought that it made everyone look good. Kind of strange finish, I guess.
Oh, I didn't think it was strange. I loved it.
I'm okay with it, but I'm not sure the right team went over. Let's put it that way. Because I think they could have had a moment there and they didn't. And the moment was they had all the belts. And that's not taken away from the match itself. I'm just questioning the booking of it.
I think that's the reason why they didn't do it.
I would have said, do that and then take the IC title off of Seth next night. But that's what I would have done. But I mean, to each their own, I guess. You could have done it multiple ways. I would have loved to see, at least for a night, all the Shield have all the titles, especially considering that we've gone for so long without a Universal Champion that
big on the show.
That was ever on, really on the show forever.
All right. No, I thought it was 4.5 stars. I loved it. It built up, and then that last fucking 10 minutes was just phenomenal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, and then I'm at work. I mute the chat, and I get because I keep forgetting that these start at 7 now. So that's why when you said it's 8:44 and you messaged me, it's 8:44. And guess what match is on? I'm like, WWE title, like the second match of the show. So I keep thinking it starts at 8. They don't. It starts at 7 now. So it's literally right in the middle of the show.
Exactly. Fuck you, CM Punk. Oh, I mean AJ Styles.
Styles defends against Joe. 3.5 stars. A really good match, but I think this was more towards building to the finish than it was to actually have a good match.
100% agree. Absolutely.
I mean, the match was still good, but
it's AJ Styles versus fucking Samoa Joe, and they're starting once again to have the little bit of this situation we had with Knock versus AJ Styles, where
not even close, because these matches with Joe
have been way better. Way better. Oh, absolutely. But they're still fucking us around.
Because we already knew he was going to face him at the Australia show, so we just didn't know who was going as champion. Now it's no DQ and no count out at the Australia show.
So when Styles beats him again, what the fuck's going to happen next?
Well, it all depends.
Because I'm going to regret saying this, but I guarantee you the WWE title isn't changing on either the show in Australia or the Saudi Arabian show.
What's the name of that show again? It's like Crown Jewel or something like that?
Yeah,
it's so fucking stupid.
And they're supposed to be doing a tournament for that, too.
For what?
For the Crown Jewel thing. It's supposed to be like an international invitational tournament.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Basically King of the Ring.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with that, but it's just
if
kind of random.
Danielson faces Miz at Super Showdown, and the winner of that gets a WWE title shot. So if Danielson wins, Joe wins? Actually, I don't know, because they could do Styles versus Danielson.
They could do Styles Joe Danielson.
But if Miz wins, AJ's definitely retaining.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so that's the thing. Like if Miz wins, which I don't think he will, but whatever. So at the end of the match, Joe has a Coquina clutch. Styles rolls through, does the Bret Hart from WrestleMania 8 and Survivor Series 96, and the ref counts 1, 2, 3. But on the opposite side of the hard camera, at the 2 count, Styles taps. Interesting. I thought it was an interesting finish. Way better done than the Lesnar Taker finish from a couple SummerSlams ago, where he tapped out right in front of the referee's face. This time the ref had no possible way of seeing it, so that was done better that way. Although the replay showed it and Styles was looking, he's like, well, I did tap, but I'm still champion. Like,
yeah, fuck you.
Like, and he was said it on SmackDown that he was all like, hey, karma's a bitch. Like, so what? Like, but I really hoping Joe Ash. Not that I'm not liking Styles title run here, but I just think the way the story's been building, kind of seems like Joe has to win.
Yeah, just like fucking Knock had to win.
No, Knock didn't have to win.
Knock had to win, damn it.
No, fuck you.
By the way, I want to point out, Nakamura, not on the show. Asuka, not on the show. You fucking racist bastards.
Let's see here. Asuka I can kind of understand. Nakamura is a U.S. champ. He should be on the show, at least on the pre-show. But I'll get to it at the end, too, about how...
It's not even a fucking Big Four, and neither one can make it on the show.
I'll get to it in a minute. Calm the fuck down.
Fuck you guys.
All right,
fucking
Daniels.
Anti-Asian fucks.
You have the Asian fetish. Calm the fuck down.
I don't see any black people on this show.
There weren't.
I know.
Sasha Banks wasn't on this show. What the fuck?
Exactly.
But Alexa was. So. Oh, Alexa. Wait, where was it? Okay. Danielson and Brie Bella versus Miz and Maurice. I just want to say that Maurice makes Brie Bella look like Kurt Angle in the ring.
She does. She does.
Brie was terrible.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
So bad. So bad.
There was a sequence where she completely missed on something. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
You just Brie Bella that, Maurice. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell's going on here? And their singles match from before was even worse.
I didn't see it, thank God.
You were lucky.
Miz and Maurice win. This was what I was thinking about. The stupid roll up, roll through, whatever. That's what I was thinking about in the other one, but in the SmackDown Women's title match was the end of this, where it was like the worst fucking roll up ever, and it won. Oh, it was so bad.
It was terrible.
What'd you give Styles Joe?
Oh, same as you, 3.5 stars.
Okay, what are you giving this match?
1.5 stars. And I think I was generous. The Miz Bryan parts were nice, but I don't think they were enough to justify anything more than that.
I give it 2.5.
You think it was really that watchable?
I think it was better than their SummerSlam match, and you gave that 3.5 stars, and I gave it 2.5. So, I mean, I think
thought their SummerSlam match was better than this.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Because during their SummerSlam match, the crowd was dead. Yeah. This match, the crowd was not dead during this match.
Yeah, because they got to see fucking Maurice. Now, with all due respect to my lovely and wonderful girl, Maurice is fucking hot. I am not a blonde lover, but holy shit.
And she just had a kid 5 months ago.
Yeah, look at her. Fucking amazing shape for having a kid 5 months ago. So I will give that to her. So that being said, that's why I think the crowd was popping. That's it.
Okay, you're delusional. But whatever.
What, you think they're popping for Mrs. Danielson in the ring again when they weren't before?
Because they were in the ass end of a fucking 9,000-hour show.
No, they were there because of Brie Mode.
Raw Women's title. I fucking hate you. Ronda Rousey defends against Alexa Bliss.
Okay, normally I'm the women's wrestling enthusiast, but I want to hear what you think about this match.
Alexa.
Other than jacking off to Alexa.
Alexa. It was an okay match for a house show. Like, 2.5. Like, it was average. But it was obviously way better than the SummerSlam match. Because the SummerSlam match was garbage because it only got 4 minutes. What Ronda Rousey really needs to stop doing is pandering to the crowd. She did it all throughout their SummerSlam match, and she did it while she's trying to sell a rib injury, and she's like, "You guys ready for the ending?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Oh wait, I have to sell this rib injury." I'm like, ugh.
I give her a lot of slack because how many years has she been a pro wrestler?
3 months.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm going to give her a lot more slack for shit like that because it takes a while to get the experience of getting that timing down, getting the in-between bits down. So I'll give her slack on that. That being said, the match was not great. I mean, it was 2 stars in my mind, but it also was an actual match. So I will also say, okay, good. We're kid gloves. We're slowly getting her to a point where she can have a decent match in the ring soon. But
so the point of the rib injury was pretty much to let Alexa get some offense in and stretch the match out.
Make her look humble.
Right. But it wasn't bad for what it was. And I was just going to say, Ronda's still green. So, I mean, and all she really does is throws and the armbar. Like, farmers carries and arm bars. That's all she does.
Well, she put in a new move today. Or Sunday. That gut wrench. Gut wrench powerbomb. It actually looked pretty good.
That was Alexa's fault. She bumped on her ass.
She did. That's on her. But the actual move looked pretty good.
Bump on Alexa's ass too.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Alexa.
Are you fucking
She was
done?
looking fucking fine.
See, this is all because Asuka wasn't on the show.
Even if Asuka was on the show when Alexa was, Alexa's fucking mad hotter. Anyway, Hell in a Cell match for the Universal title. Roman Reigns defends against Braun Strowman, who is cashing in his Money in the Bank contract,
Really?
which he didn't bring down to the ring. So I'm like, is he really cashing in his Money in the Bank contract?
No one remembers this was because of the Money in the Bank contract.
They did say in that commentary that he was cashing in. They just,
yeah, they did a good job of covering it up, really. I mean, what the fuck? Probably because this was the finish that they were going to. So, has there ever been a no contest in a Money in the Bank cash-in?
No.
So
wait. It was Sunday. So, yes, there has been.
Before Sunday.
No.
What the fuck? Seriously.
Well, you got to make both people look strong.
Maybe not have the match then if you didn't want one of them to win.
I've been saying that for fucking years.
They could have had a 6-man tag, okay, for the main event inside the cell, okay? Done half to 3/4 of what they did in the cell already, or in this match, because you had all 6 of them down there, and you could have still had it end with Lesnar beating everybody, and it would have actually looked better because he would be beating 6 guys instead of 2.
It was a way to get the briefcase off Strowman without having him look weak.
You already had that in the bag with Owens.
What? Oh, yeah, that's true. At SummerSlam.
You could have made Strowman look super, super strong, beat the shit out of fucking Owens, and then have him, like, take a count-out loss. And then it would have made Strowman look super strong. He'd lose the briefcase. Owens would have it.
But then you wouldn't have the ending of the SummerSlam main event that way. And yeah, that's why.
Because we needed that main event ending because Roman's got opponents anyway.
Because the fans were going to shit all over it. So they brought Strowman down there to think there was going to be a cash-in. That's why.
They could have had the same thing happen to Kevin Owens because they would have cheered the shit out of him. And then you wouldn't have had to turn Braun Strowman heel! You fucking idiots. I swear to fucking God. And this is the worst part about all this. We get, as a whole, the internet wrestling community, the fucking smarks, get a bad reputation because we look at the product and we go, what the fuck are they doing? Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that the matches are necessarily bad. It just means the writing is shit. Because, frankly speaking, they've got 12 hours of TV each week to fucking fill. I get that. But in the same respect, you're doing the same shit over and over and over again, and the quote-unquote unique shit is the stupidest fucking thing that you could think of. You're taking somebody who's immensely popular, turning them heel, and turning him from this amazing big guy that everyone was cheering to some stupid-ass fucking coward that runs away from a 20-on-3 attack. The fuck is wrong with this fucking company? I'm serious. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I'm laughing because the whole point is to do it for Owens, and I'm just going to say, well, you're just saying that because you're a fucking Owens mark.
Yeah, well, true.
But you actually
the bias is there.
You make sense, though. Like, why you're turning one of your most popular... The only reason they turned him was so that when he lost this match, or no contest this match, it would made him... because less sympathetic. But the problem is, if you're going to do this finish with Lesnar anyway, you're right, why turn him?
And here's the best part. If it's 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whenever...
Second. It's not in Australia. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia where the triple threat match is happening.
Okay, so there's...
November 2nd.
They're doing the 6-man first?
Yes.
Okay, so after they do that 6-man, if they don't fucking turn him back face by attacking McIntyre and Ziggler, I'm going to laugh my fucking ass off.
They're not going to turn him... You know why they're not going to turn him fucking back face? Roman's going to overcome the odds, 2 monster heels, and win. Come on!
Well,
the
absolutely.
Shit right itself.
Well, here's the thing, is that that's great and everything, but you could still do that even with Strowman being a face.
But he won't be a heel.
But he won't be a face either, because they've done this shit job of turning him anyway.
But he won't be a heel. So
but he won't be a face either.
How can Roman overcome 2 monster heels if one of them isn't really a heel?
He's just a monster among monsters.
So he needs to be heel. That's why they turned him heel.
Okay, so after the jerk-off Saudi event, they'll turn him face again by attacking Dolph and Drew, and then we'll all be in a fucking state of fuckheads.
Well, Survivor Series is Raw versus SmackDown anyway.
Yeah, so we gotta play the can they coexist?
Can they coexist on? Can they coexist on a useless, worthless show? Because the winner doesn't get anything.
And losers don't get shit either.
They need to make stakes. Have the winner get the 30th pick of the Rumble and the loser get the first, or something like that. Or they get to pick which title they want, or one of their wrestlers can go to the other show and get their world title shot at the Rumble or something like that, so that both brands could possibly have two champions or something stupid. But at least have stakes to it.
We need a fucking trophy.
No.
What, you didn't like the bragging rights trophy?
No.
Fuck you.
You didn't like it either, so shut the fuck up.
Damn fucking right I didn't.
All right, so I want to make. Okay, so this show went in 3 hours and 40 minutes. there were 7 matches.
2 Hell in a Cell matches, yes.
Well, no, there were 7 matches on the main show.
Mm-hmm.
Each got time, and each, in my opinion, were from average to good. Imagine that. You give a match time to build, and the matches get better.
Wait. Time out.
What a concept that is. Like,
that's true. But what did you rate the second Hell in a Cell match? We didn't actually say that.
Oh, I gave it 3.
Overrating piece of shit.
Like, I was torn between 2 and 3.
Definitely a 2-star match.
Like, I gave it 3 because...
What, you didn't...
I'm gonna go in the middle. 2.5, because...
You like the fact that Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman had to stay laying down in the ring for 10 minutes?
I was just gonna say, I lowered it because of that. Let's see here. One spear defeats Lesnar, but a spear through a table on Strowman.
Nope.
Oh, by the way, and the ending was fucking stupid as shit. Okay, so...
We've killed Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley's a referee. I forgot to add that in. Heyman sprays bug spray or whatever it is in his eyes. So there's no referee. Lesnar comes down and beats the shit out of him. Another referee comes down and just was like, fuck it, end of the match. In any other circumstances, one of the guys would have covered the other, blah, 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 to get a cheap win. But this time, we'll just fuck it. Just end the match.
No, just end it. This is a fucking Hell in a Cell match. We can't have this much violence.
Throw it out. Right.
There can't be any violence in this kind of match. Especially not by somebody who's interfered. That's never happened before.
Not in a Hell in a Cell match.
No, never. That's never happened in 20 years.
The precedent was only set in the first one.
Jesus Christ. So what was your total rating over the show at a time?
7. I mean, I think every match was average or better. I mean, it was a watchable show.
I gave it 6. One match wasn't watchable.
Way better than SummerSlam.
I would agree with that. I think I only gave SummerSlam 4?
SummerSlam.
One of us Bret Harted it. I don't remember who.
Probably both.
Yeah. But I will say this. Right after the Hell in a Cell was Mick Foley's one-man show.
I'm in the middle. When you called me for this show, I was actually in the middle watching it.
Okay, so I'm not going to say anything about it other than the fact that it was better than Hell in a Cell. It was really, really good. So if you want me to put over more WWE Network shows, WWE, please give me a call. We can promote. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But until then, shopgear.com is for all your great things Amazon. So if you go to shopgear.com, you go through and you purchase your Amazon swag, we get a little bit, you get to support us, and we all win. How can you not love that?
Yeah.
That is an amazing fucking promo.
Yeah.
I know. So let's get into the rest of the show. Is there anything else that we want to touch on before we continue on?
No.
Okay.
I want to have a discussion about something, but we'll wait for another time.
Okay. Well, that'll probably be on the next show. Holy shit! There are Canucks on the show tonight. Please welcome back, as always, the incomparable Ryan Williams.
Hi-yo.
And on the other side of my screen, I can't believe we have 4 people again, is Travis Canning.
Hey!
Wow, holy shit. So, let's get right into it. Fat Man,
Yes.
I know you want to review something.
Okay, so I want to point out that I'm the only American on this show right now.
How's that?
I mean, you're kind of Canadian already. I mean, So
just because the Canadian finger goes in his butt, don't make him a full Canadian.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm only Canadian by insertion.
Anyway, let's review a pay-per-view that actually happened last Sunday. Hell in a Cell from Detroit.
Hell in a Cell.
There's nothing like.
Fuck Dave Meltzer, by the way.
I don't know about that. Well, obviously, fuck Dave Meltzer, because you love just saying fuck Dave Meltzer. I don't know why you're saying it this time, but.
Oh, he put his ratings out for the matches on the card. It was fucking ridiculous.
I don't see him, but I don't care what he rates because he doesn't.
I'm gonna look him up because fuck.
Yeah, look him up.
Terrible.
All right, I don't. Anyone watch the pre-show? I mean, I like as soon as I watched the pre-show, it like ended the match, so I didn't even get to see the match.
What was the match?
Gable and Benjamin versus Hype Bros.
The new world's greatest tag team, but they're not saying new because when you put new in front of something in professional wrestling, it dies.
Pretty much.
Fair point.
New Age Outlaws.
It died.
But there was no Age Outlaws before that.
I mean, it took about a decade for them to not be a thing, but yeah, it eventually died. So Ryan's right.
Cocaine and hookers hope Road Dog.
Oh shit! All right, so the show opens with a Hell in a Cell match for the SmackDown Tag Titles. The New Day defends against the Usos.
Match of the night, clap, 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 clap. Match of the night. Match of the year, boys. I don't give a fuck.
You're the tag team wrestling enthusiast. Tell me how you really feel.
Hated it. I thought it was terrible. I definitely didn't think it was in the top 1 matches in the whole year. Like, that match was fucking fantastic. I don't give a fuck what is it. And they were smart enough not to have Kofi in it, because when they were starting that match, I was like, New Day, no, like, I can see him interfering. They didn't leave the cage, but that was because they were saving it for the other one for the night. That tying him up with them fucking candlesticks in the corner was the brilliant spot. I loved it. Fight forever.
I agree. Travis.
I liked it. I loved the introduction of all the trumpets. I thought that was hilarious. Me being like the comedy relief person and all. Haha. No, it was good. It was a good match. It was almost reminded me of like
chopping the shit out of you next time.
Dudley's era a little bit. It just brought me back to a time where the tag team element was very, very competitive, and like each match would try to one up the next. And I thought they captured something that hasn't been around in a long time with that match.
Cool video.
Sleazy.
Don't you fucking do it.
Only because he said something. I'm going last only because I want to hear what he says. Because he says something in the chat about how he thought it could have been better.
Yeah, I do. I will defend it. I thought it was a great match, but it felt like it was kind of lacking something. I don't know why. It just lacking something. Yeah, I know. Fuck off. But whatever. I mean, it still was a great match, but I feel like there was the sense of, and maybe it was just because it's just a PG era Hell in a Cell, but it felt like it was missing something. It was missing a more violent match, I guess. I don't know. That being said, with what they did was pretty well fucking done. I give it 4 stars.
You underrating piece of shit.
Here we go. Here we fucking go.
What did Dave Meltzer give it, by the way?
4 stars.
4 stars as well.
Wow, 4 3/4.
What did it miss to be 5 stars, you bald piece of fuck?
I thought blood. If it had blood, I would have been fine. It's the top 1 or 2 matches of the year, though, behind Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate at TakeOver Chicago. Those 2 I got to watch back to back and see which one I like better, but it's definitely one of the top 2 matches of the year.
Oh,
Ryan,
fuck you fucking...
It was fucking fun.
Oh, no, I'll agree with you on that one, that they could rival each other.
I'm like, it was fucking phenomenal. Travis said it, too. Each match topped the next match. which kind of makes it a lock for feud of the year right now, right? Like
I'll give you that.
It's been phenomenal, and I wasn't expecting the Usos to win, but it didn't matter. Any team winning that match was great. The one thing to be honest about Ryan, about the one thing it didn't give like a 5-star match, as Travis is jerking off or doing something, is the ending was kind of. I liked the spot with the chairs, the double thing on the chairs, but it kind of came. I want to say it came out of nowhere, but it kind of. I don't know. It was kind of. I wouldn't call it a weak finish either. That was like but I can't explain it. Like it was. I didn't expect it to end there. I thought it was gonna build to something more. How about that?
You expected something different from the style of match they had.
Yes, exactly. Like I wasn't thinking that was it because it made sense because that was their finisher and it had to do with the chair and all the punishment. I got it, but I'm all like it just. Like it was building and building and building, and then it just like I thought it. How about this? I wanted more. I wanted the match to go on. Maybe I should give it 5 stars.
You mean a finisher actually finished a match in the WWE?
Right. But I don't know. It was fucking phenomenal and easily one of the top 2 matches of the year in my opinion. Now to. Sleazy's favorite match, Randy Orton versus Rusev.
Oh, yeah, 5 stars. That was 5 stars in heaven. I mean, it was an okay match for a house show.
So 2.5 stars?
Yeah. It was a warm bowl of water.
What?
Okay.
It made you want to pee?
Like...
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have any other things to say.
They need the match to cool down after that, though. That's fine.
Travis, go ahead then.
You want me to? Okay. Yeah, no, I thought the match was fine. It was placed where it needed to be placed. They did what they needed to do for the card. That's pretty much what it is. They could have a wicked match if they wanted to, but obviously after that, there's not really. If you got to follow that, you're not going to be able to anyway.
I agree. I gave it 2 stars. Like it was okay, and it like Travis said, it was after that match. You could have put fucking it wouldn't have mattered. So yeah, Ryan. Okay, next match.
I didn't hate the match. I enjoyed it. Like,
yeah, well. Here's the funny part. Randy Orton versus Rusev. Dave Meltzer gave it 3.25 stars.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Is this going to be the Dave Meltzer night? Because
I am going to buy it. I'm going to pull a Jay and Silent Bob and buy a plane ticket and fucking punch this guy in the fucking teeth.
You let me know when. I'll rob a bank. I'm in.
Oh my god. Alright. Triple threat match for the United States title. AJ Styles defends against Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger.
Ooh.
Sleazy loves triple threat matches. Ryan, go first.
Fuck you.
Explain to me if anybody else looked at that match and went, I don't know. And then the match happened and they were like, motherfucker.
I kind of, like on the preview show, I said that they're going to make this a triple threat match, so I kind of knew it was coming. But I liked the match.
Hence the motherfucker.
Like, not the motherfucker, but the motherfucker. Like, yeah.
I knew Dillinger was being put in that match to take the fall. I was like, that's the only reason he's being in there, which is fine. I like Sean Spears, and I'm just going to use his OVW name because I'm a dickhead. I like them, and like even paying attention back to OVW in 2006 when him and Cody, last name we don't know, were a tag team. And like, just then you could see he had something, and then they brought him up to do the Gavin Spears shit in ECW, and like it wasn't there. And then he's come back with this perfect Ty Dillinger gimmick and got it the fuck over, which is fantastic. And like, He's your new Ziggler, I suppose. He's the guy that go out and he can fucking work and he can do what you wanted to do. And you tell him to go out and drink the Undertaker's spit. He's going to go out and drink the Undertaker's spit. Because he's a fucking company man and he's going to do what's needed to be and he can fucking go.
I mean, he's 1,000 times better in the ring than Ryder, but okay. But
The fuck was talking about Zack Ryder?
You mentioned Zack Ryder.
Wait.
He's Ziggler.
Oh, Ziggler, my bad. Wow. I just fucking hate Zack Ryder.
Well, they are the same fucking character now.
I just fucking hate Zack Ryder.
I hate that African-American faker. See? You appreciate that, Sleazy, what I did there?
I do appreciate it. It's a lot less editing for me.
Travis.
Every time I say that word, you should just beep it out and have Ron Simmons going, damn.
I made 2 things.
Oh, God. Travis, go ahead. I missed you guys.
Yeah, see, hockey's back, right? We came out of hibernation.
Right.
That's what we do up here in Canada.
Well, it took me...
You come out in the winter.
Yeah,
Well,
we are ass backwards, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes, you are.
I had to go up in there and get him. I was up there 6 days, so...
I thought the match was great. I was impressed that it was a lot better than what I thought it would be with Baron Corbin in there, because he's like, I don't know, just fit the word bland in his name somewhere. He's really bland. I just don't like
Baron
him.
Corbin.
Yeah, there you go. Baron Corbin. There you go. That's what we'll refer to him now on this podcast as going forward. Yeah, I agree with Ryan. Like, Ty Dillinger was there simply to take the fall. I don't know that he's the next Ziggler. Probably could now because Ziggler's leaving, maybe. I don't know. But I was really impressed with the match, and I'm not sure that they should have went the direction they did. I probably would have just put it on Ty Dillinger, even though I fucking hate his gimmick. You know, but that's another story. But I think Ty's earned it at this point. It probably would have helped him more than Corbin to put it on him.
These.
Nuts?
So Sleazy, they you get massive backstage heat, you win a secondary title.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it rolls, right?
Yeah.
The worst part, you get to semi go over AJ Styles.
And you get to be the main event of Raw 3 weeks in a row and win a title.
I mean, he did go over Styles clean on SmackDown. So
Yeah.
I was referring to Enzo that time, though.
No. Yeah, I know you. You were. Sleazy, triple threat enthusiast.
Fuck this match, seriously. It was formulaic. It was what every fucking triple threat match is. And AJ Styles did the best he could to elevate it, but in the end, it was a shit match. 2
You're a
stars.
shit, man.
How many?
2.
Underrating piece of fucking shit.
Oh, here we fucking go.
3.5. The match was great.
Oh, by the way, Meltzer gave it 3.5 stars.
Well, that's only because he heard that I gave it 3.5 stars beforehand and he wanted to copy me.
In the future. Meltzer can tell the future.
Yeah, he can. He was reading my mind when I wrote it down on my paper.
Reading your mind.
So, yeah. No, but I thought the match was fucking great. Like, I liked it. I'm not as biased as fucking Sleazy is towards triple threat matches, so...
Maybe that's just me, but it just felt like shit. The finish was like every triple threat finish in the world.
So?
It's boring. The match was boring, and fucking AJ Styles couldn't save it.
Dude, if they finish it with a roll-up or something, I know you'll be like, oh my god, roll-up and death! Like...
Yeah.
Like, you can't win. People will be, like, cynical over it either way.
Yeah, I'm going to be a cynical little piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. It's very obvious booking. One person takes the finisher and pulls out and takes the finish for himself. Or takes
There's no pulling out on this podcast.
I'm pulling out. Fuck! The fatal 4-way.
Oh, there they tell a story in a triple threat match.
Travis?
I liked it.
Fuck you. There's my answer.
I just
Fuck
liked
you.
it. Sleazy's being sleazy.
I hated it.
SmackDown Women's Title, Natasha, as I've been calling her lately, defends the title against Charlotte Flair. Sleazy, you're the women's wrestling enthusiast.
I must have not been in a great mood. I didn't like this match either.
It was something off about it.
Yeah, it just didn't feel right. I don't know. It almost feels like they weren't trying, if that makes any sense.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
It felt like it.
Charlotte was selling the hell out of that knee. So she was at least trying.
Okay, fair point. I liked the sell job, okay, but the actual match itself just felt kind of flat. I don't know. 2 stars once again.
A little bit of trivia from this match. Charlotte and Natalya are the first 2 divas to successfully compete for 4 different women's or divas championships.
Interesting.
Yep. They faced each other in NXT. They faced each other over the Divas title.
Yeah, the Raw title.
Raw title, SmackDown title. Yep.
And I would put any one of those matches up against this, and this would lose.
I put the WLC match up against this, and it will lose.
You and that fucking WLC match, I swear to God.
Oh, I gotta say this real quick before we go ahead. Boys put up an article on Wrestling News Source. It was the top 5 TLC matches of all time. And they go 4, 3, 2, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, number 1 is WLC. And then the comment under it is like, seriously, who actually fucking remembers this match?
You. You're the only one.
Fuck wrote that article.
The entirety.
Midget commentators, goddammit. Midget. Continue.
He's obsessed with midgets. He likes midget porn. Anyway.
It looks bigger in their hands.
I think the reason... Oh, my God. I think the reason why... Yes, actually. I think the reason why this was off is Charlotte's a face.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Babyface in peril doesn't really work for her. She's a fucking Flair. Come on.
Get her in the bit.
So, I mean,
that's probably the reason why it fell flat for me.
I mean, I also gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
But, like, I mean, I think the work was there, but Charlotte winning by DQ obviously leads to another match, and which is fine, I guess, if the end game is Charlotte winning the title or Carmella cashing in. So, I mean, but, yeah, I think the work put in was fine. It just didn't have that
pizzazz.
Yeah.
That money shot, so to speak.
The money shot.
Val Venus mark. Midget porn mark.
Oh, by the way, the SmackDown Women's Championship, as rated by Dave Meltzer, 3 stars.
Wow.
What the fuck? Okay. Travis, go ahead.
I actually missed this match, but I have a nice story to tell you why.
Oh, this ought to be good.
I was at a cabin in the middle of a place called Dildo.
Okay.
You were in Dildo.
He knows what that's like. Buck, you were out there, weren't you?
Yes, we got electricity there last week. Now it's called vibrator.
Anyway, so there's this one little spot on the table where I get service on my phone. I decided to try to use it to watch the pay-per-view on my phone. And it kept cutting out periodically, so I kept trying to get it back during this match, and I never did get to see it. But I ended up using up all my data and then some, to the point where I actually could have bought the fucking pay-per-view, which was stupid. So anyway, that's my ass-backwards Canadian story in the middle of the woods trying to watch pay-per-view. I didn't see this match.
All that to go. Well, I didn't see the match.
I think the part was he just wanted to say dildo on there.
I'm pretty sure he did too.
Actually, the cabin's actually right next to Dildo's, actually in another place called Spread Eagle.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I cannot lie. I'm not lying. Buck, am I lying?
No.
Unbelievable.
Fucking Canadians.
Fucking Canucks. I think it's a Newfie thing, specifically.
Possibly.
All right. Because you have a jobber as your WWE champion, you have a mid-card WWE championship match. Jinder Mahal. I said it again. Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal.
Defends against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Am I the only person that is actually enjoying his title reign?
Probably.
No, I am too. It's the JPL
Everything's backwards in Canada.
Man, it's the JPL title reign. It's fucking perfect.
It is.
Fuck off with your stupid, crooked, we need new people. Oh, we have a new person. He's Indian. We don't like him.
It's not I don't like him. It's because he's a jobber and he doesn't have any offense.
If he was a jobber, he wouldn't be the WWE champion.
The only reason he's WWE champion is because they're trying to get into the Indian market.
And it's called fucking smart business. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what you think wrestling is, but that's exactly.
No. I get why he's champion. I get why.
Gender.
But they should have him win the title here and then lose it in December. Have him a 2-month reign, not till from fucking May to here.
Fuck that. That makes it so much better of a title run that he goes for so long.
Sleazy.
Wow.
Here we go.
I'm probably going to be in the minority here, but it was a better match than it should have been, to be honest with you.
Well, we're talking about a match and not just gender, aren't we?
Yeah.
I was going to have Sleazy talk about Ginger, but, well, fuck you, I guess.
Oh, do you want me to just talk about Jinder Mahal?
Ginger Mahal.
Okay, well...
How dare we talk about the match on a pay-per-view?
I'm okay with it.
Discussing the matches on the pay-per-view.
How rude.
What
How
a
rude of us to do
dickhead.
that.
What
How rude
the
of us to
fucking
do that.
dickheads. You're all a bunch of fucking dickheads. Okay, so first and foremost, the person he's facing for the WWE Championship on that Indian tour will make it all worth it. Because you know he's going to win. He's winning that title at the end of this fucking Indian tour, right?
Smart booking, and how every other people do fucking tours. Somebody wins the belt at the start of the tour, and at the end of the tour, it goes back to the champion.
I was thinking that Nakamura was going to win here, and then Mahal regain it in India. But then it makes sense because they had to have him champion going into India.
No, I disagree with the Nakamura thing because they're going to fucking India. Do not put somebody you're pushing as a face as the guy that's going to fight him whole tour.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, no, you're right. No, you're right. That's why Owens.
That must have burned to say that.
No, you're right 1/13 of the time. So yeah, that was the 13th time.
And it's Friday the 13th.
And this Friday the 13th. So but that's why he's facing Owens on the tour because
Owens the greatest piece of shit in the world.
Yeah, and Mahal's gonna get a face pop in India.
Yeah. Oh, huge.
So that makes sense. No, I get why he's champion. That doesn't mean I don't think his title run's good by any means. His match quality's been shit.
His title run's not good.
This match has been the best out of all the matches he's had.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think his Money in the Bank match with Orton was the best, and that was only like a 3-star match. But
well, I'm
whatever.
giving this 3 stars. So
I thought the Punjabi Prison match was good.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, don't start them off, Travis. Jesus Christ!
Go back and look at all the other Punjabi Prison matches and compare it to that one.
Of course, it was the best fucking Punjabi Prison match. The other 2 matches were so bad they're on lists of worst matches of all time. Of course, it's the best Punjabi Prison match.
Look, that turd is bigger and shiny. It's the best of the 3 turds.
That is the best herpes sore out of all of them.
Listen, I agree with Travis. I did enjoy the Punjabi Prison match, but that was months ago. Jesus Christ. We don't need the 2 of them having fucking aneurysms, Travis, about a match that they don't like months after it happened.
That's how we roll on this show. Have you not been listening to the last year? Oh, never mind.
Nope.
Oh. Too soon.
It's never too soon. Ever.
Anyway, Sleazy, you said you gave this match 3 stars?
I actually gave it 3 stars. I thought everything that needed to happen to make it a good is still a relative term, but to make it a match that was worth watching happened. You threw out the Singh brothers.
All over clean.
Yeah, that's surprising. Clean as a whistle, too. I mean, that's pretty surprising. The match was competitive. Knock actually sold something every once in a while, despite the fact that you could still tell he was mailing it in. 3 stars is more than reasonable, I thought.
Yeah, more than reasonable.
It's reasonable.
Is right.
More than reasonable. I'm a reasonable person.
I gave it 2 stars for the same exact reason you gave it 3.
Yeah, and you gave AJ Styles and Corbin and Ty Dillinger way too much credit.
Because that was actually a good match compared to this.
It was not a good match compared to this.
Shut up, you're just biased towards triple threats.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm biased more towards Mahal, too, so I mean, that can't be...
Racist!
Pretty much. So
where was the USA chant? That's what I wanted to know.
Really?
Sleazy is being sleazy.
What match did that happen in? It was stupid.
Didn't Jinder Mahal call him Mr. Magoo recently or something?
Yes.
Because that's not fucking racist.
The whole build-up was... The whole build-up was...
an old white blind fella. How was that racist?
Because it was racist as...
The whole build-up to this feud has been fucking Mahal being racist towards another Asian. I mean, I know he's Canadian, but aren't Indians also in Asia? So they're technically Asian?
Yes.
I don't fucking know.
Subcontinental Asian, but Asian nonetheless.
I don't fucking know. Anyway, Ryan.
Oh, we're still talking about this?
Talk about the match.
Yeah, don't hinder Jinder, buddy.
Don't hinder Jinder.
As I look at my 3-man band autographs from Mania.
Yes, I have those too.
Fucking Mark. Travis, go ahead. What did you think of the match?
I thought the match was good. I liked it. It was actually, like you guys said, it was one of his better matches. I think he actually needed a clean win because of all the fuckery that's been going on. So at least, going back to you said he was nothing like a jobber champion because he couldn't win matches. Then they had him winning them by other people helping the entire time. So maybe he needs to win a match so he doesn't look like a jobber.
No more shenanigans. No more tomfoolery.
I did say in the chat that it was exactly what Jinder needed was a clean win.
Yeah.
Like after it happened. So it is what he needed. I just love the fact that on SmackDown he was nowhere to be found.
Good.
So because he's the jobber champ. So much a jobber champ he wasn't even on the show.
Hold on. So
Lesnar's a jobber too then.
I was just gonna say, if you're the champion and you're not on the show, you're a jobber? Yeah. Fucking idiot.
All I want is Brock Lesnar to show up on Raw and he get into a match with Heath Slater. The Shield show up, beat the shit out of him. Heath Slater pins him and becomes the Universal Champion.
Just so 3-man band can all be world champions?
Yes.
Fun fact, Brock Lesnar has never been pinned or submitted on Monday Night Raw.
Interesting. Also, is helpful that, not being on the show for most of the time helps a lot.
Debut in 2002.
I still don't care.
But then he was on SmackDown most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost to Kurt Angle plenty of times on that.
That's why I didn't say SmackDown, fuckers!
Actually, doing the same thing I just said, but doing it with The Miz would be phenomenal.
Yes, The Miz is
I agree with that.
Awesome.
Your mouth auto-corrected the word awesome.
Awesome.
Another fun fact, Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler.
Why was that a fun fact?
I don't know.
Because it was a terrible match?
Fucking... Bobby Roode as a face is the most stupidest thing in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of, because he comes across like Triple H, but I think it's more so like because of his music that makes him a face.
What a terrible fucking reason to make somebody a face.
For an entrance.
For one word.
That too.
Glorious.
So getting somebody over as a face because their music is good.
That's
No.
the whole point of
Their
entrance music
entrance is
introduced
good.
in the first place, to get people over quicker. That's the whole point of it.
He was super over as a heel, regardless of his theme music in NXT. It's the idea that, they're going to cheer him because of his music. If you watch your own fucking product, you'll realize they'll sing along to the song because it's a catchy song. The second that song stops and that bell rings, he's back to being the greatest piece of shit in the world.
I think Sleazy was trying to get at Fandango.
Yeah, I was.
I hate you.
That was a sly shot at Fandango.
Yeah, but like, let's be honest, like Bobby Roode's way better than Fandango.
I don't
As
know.
a face.
Fashion Falls have been
How many
pretty
times? Wait a second. How many times has Bobby Roode beaten Chris Jericho?
Has he even ever fought Chris Jericho?
No.
That's my point. He holds 0 wins over Chris Jericho.
Yeah, but that
Fandango
doesn't mean anything because
Hey.
fucking JTG beat Chris Jericho. Everybody's
Yes.
beating Chris Jericho.
Everybody's beaten Chris Jericho except Bobby Roode.
Jericho invented beating Chris Jericho.
So Bobby Roode is not as good as Fandango because he is not beaten.
How many world titles has Fandango won?
17.
World
In my-
titles?
In my mind, more
38.
than enough.
To be fair, Sleazy, you can back me up on this. He hasn't won as many as the two-time NWA champion, what's that guy's name?
King Quick!
There you go. That's it.
Yes! Which you can now find both of his title reigns on demand at the Global Force Network.
They can't even promote themselves better than we can promote them.
I know, we're good like
The
that.
funny thing is, Sleazy didn't even say the name right.
What is this?
Global Wrestling Network.
Oh, Global Fuck. Yeah.
Wrestling.
Global
Wrestling.
Global
Wrestling.
Wrestling Network.
Let's start TNA. Let's put a fucking promotion in the South. And what are we going to do? We got this angry black guy. Let's make him the top heel.
And make him an NWA champion twice.
Twice.
Not once, twice.
Well, Raven.
His stablemates was a Mexican and a white guy who thought he was black.
Oh, God.
Oh my God! Why am I associated with this? Wow. I just decided to come on here and download this app randomly so I could check out the podcast tonight, and this is what I walk into. That's great.
Glorious.
I gave the match a third, 1 and 3
We're still talking about this match.
Yes. Sleazy, what'd you rate it? Like 7 stars?
No, it was like a star and a half.
All right, so we're close on that.
And before I forget, Natalya Charlotte Flair was 3 stars. I think I said that already. Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Anyone can tell me.
No, you gave it 2 stars. Oh, wait, this is Meltzer.
Yeah, this is Melter. Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Anybody got a guess?
3 3/4.
Okay. Travis, you have an idea?
What, Meltzer gave it?
Yeah, what Meltzer gave it.
Oh, I had no clue. I don't fucking follow that bastard.
Okay, Mr. Nakamura, king of the 5-star matches in New Japan, gets a WWE Championship title shot and gets a 2-star rating. Yeah.
And that's exactly why I don't fucking follow Dave Meltzer.
Well, he's right in this instance, but
Fuck
okay.
Dave Meltzer.
But
Dolph
fuck Dave
Ziggler?
Meltzer, but...
Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode, 2 3/4 stars.
Are you kidding?
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
When he's off, he's way off. I'm guessing that even a blind squirrel can find an acorn every once in a while is with him. All right. Hell in a Cell Falls Count Anywhere match. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. Ryan, I want your take first.
My take is Meltzer rated this one higher than the tag match.
Yes,
Did he?
did. Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he rate the tag match? 4, so he rated this 3.5 or 4.5.
He rated this 4.25.
Yes.
4.25.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck you, Sami Zayn. I'm out.
Brilliant.
That's it?
That's it. Just fuck you, Sami Zayn. Not. Oh, I thought the match was good or not, but just fuck you, Sami Zayn.
No. Fuck you, Sami Zayn. Holy fuck. Well, listen, we're going to rant and rave about this match. That's why I was just like, fuck you, Sami Zayn. Because I'll put the effort to actually put over the storyline part of my comment. So, fuck you, Sami Zayn. You go on your rants, and I'll throw in my comments where it goes.
Okay, I'll go next. I fucking liked the match. I thought it was great. I gave it 4 stars. It definitely wasn't nowhere near the tag title match.
Not even close.
But I still thought it was a great match. And, you know, the Sami Zayn part wanted me to watch SmackDown. Be like, oh my God, this is I wonder what's going to happen next. Because those two are forever going to be linked. So you might as well just have them tag for a few months, you know? Like, I loved it. Shane's bump looked fucking nasty.
Because the table didn't break right.
The stuff on top of the cell, which I knew the cell wouldn't give, was still tense as hell.
You didn't know that. You couldn't know.
After about the second bump, I was like, okay, but I was still like, oh my God, don't die, don't die, don't die. but so, like, it was still tense as hell, which added to the match. I loved it. 4 stars, man. It was great. I'm going to do Travis next, so I'm going to save Sleazy for last.
Yeah, because you know what's going to happen.
I know
God, damn it, Sleazy.
I know exactly what's going to fucking happen. Travis, go ahead.
I love the match. The only thing I think that makes it less appealing to me than the first match, because I really think they were on par in terms of how good they were. The first match, the tag match, they were doing things that were unpredictable, like, you know, that weren't really done. They were being innovative, you know, the whole thing with the trumpets, the tying to the outside of the post, all that kind of stuff just really added value. Like Shane stuff in his Hell in a Cell match. We all knew what Shane was going to do before the pay-per-view. Hell, they designed the play on the outside of the whole cage before he even got in there, you know. So without the swerve at the end was really the only, you know, the unpredictable part of it. The rest of it, like, you know, yeah, the bumps were cool. Yeah, the match was great. You know, 4-star match, I don't know. You know, to me, it kind of fell flat because it was typical and kind of expected, I guess. You know, but no, it was it was a solid match. It just, I almost felt like I wasn't seeing anything that I hadn't seen before.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's a fair point.
Yeah, so that's where that lost me, as like that would be if I were to put those two Hell in a Cell matches next to each other. That's the only reason to me that the tag match was better, because the first one didn't seem like I was watching a match that I seen before. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, they were both great matches, and the main event was obviously, it was placed where it should have been, and it was a really good match, and I love how it told the story at the end and made me tune into SmackDown without actually PVRing it. So, good job, WWE. But, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sleazy, shut all over it.
Out of the three of you, I actually agree with Travis the most. He hits a lot of the same points I'm about to hit, which is basically that it felt like a very similar match. I will say this: the whole Kevin Owens Sami Zayn thing was unexpected. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought the bumps that they took on top of the cage were very well executed, because every moment you were thinking, oh shit, is it going to break? Oh shit, is it going to break? And Kevin Owens is not a small guy, okay? let's be perfectly honest there. He's what? They bill him at 260, right? Now I think
Chunky.
280.
No, he's definitely not that heavy.
He's not that heavy.
He's
but they
probably
bill
at
him that.
most 250. He's probably weighs at most 250.
Right. But 250 on top of chain link is still a lot of humanity. You know what I mean? So anytime he took a bump, it was like, oh, God. So I will give this 4 stars as well. I think if I had to pick one of the two as match of the night, I would probably pick the New Day Usos match just by a hair. Because I think this match had low points as well in it.
Just by a hair. Ryan,
by
take care of my...
A red fucking Generico match. That's how close it was.
Ryan, take care of my fucking light work here.
Fuck you, you cynical fucking... I'm having a heart attack trying not to yell at you and say more words. God damn it. Everything about... I don't give a blue-assed Atlantic flying fuck of how predictable... Oh, it's Shane McMahon in a match that he's going to jump off a cell. That's why they put it on to the main event. That's why people wanted to watch that match. There's Shane. He's going to kill himself. Got to get me some of that. Like, the only reason that they did this Zayn heel turn was that whole, the New Day and the Usos, they were innovative. They were trying new things. They did 10, 15 cool fucking things that were new and innovative in that match. If you look overall matches, the tag match is better. If you look for that one spot that stands out, Zayn turning heel blows every fucking spot out of the water for the New Day and the Usos.
I'll agree with that.
I dropped my mic, but I'm wearing a headset.
No, and I actually agree with all of you. Like,
fuck you! You can't be that drinking.
No, I can because
drinking.
No, it did seem like okay, we've seen this before, but not at the same time. Like, yes, you had Owens bump doing the Shawn Michaels bump from the first one, which it was 20 years ago, almost to the day. So I kind of liked that he did it. It's kind of paid homage to Michaels that way. So that's what I thought about that bump. In that case, and it did seem kind of, I want to say flat, but it definitely wasn't like they had to work a slower pace because Shane McMahon's in there. But at the same time, I thought it was entertaining as hell, and it told a great story. And so, yeah.
So buttons. Like it. The Zayn heel turn was unexpected, but it makes sense because he didn't want to see his. He's. Because what else are you gonna do when your buddy power bombs you on the apron of a ring? 2 weeks later, you're gonna save his life. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, but at the same time, like it does make sense because they're still been up and down the road for years with each other. So just because Owen's a shithead now means they're still going to be friends.
Yeah, Ryan, like that time you powerbombed me on the ground.
Yeah, but it wasn't the side of a fucking ring apron.
Ouch.
So
I powerbombed you on grass. He powerbombed him on wood and metal.
So, kayfabe.
Yeah, but he took the bump like a man.
There's pictures all over the internet of what a wrestling ring is. Travis, next show, I'm going to powerbomb you on the ringside of your apron, and you tell me how much you're going to like me in 2 weeks when somebody wants to draw the elbow through my chest from the top of my house.
Wow. Holy shit.
No, but kayfabe on that one too. But no, but like
I'm crying.
They've been fucking like up and down the road.
You can't even talk without laughing.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm good.
But it makes sense, is what I'm trying to say to you.
Yes, it does.
Plus, it gives Zayn something to do other than
lovable
loot, other than Jinder Mahal. Yes. So yeah.
Jinder Mahaling it all over the place.
Yeah, just laying a Jinder Mahal all over the place. So, yeah.
After we fly to Dave Meltzer's house, I'm getting on the plane and going to your house so I can kick your ass then too.
We'll be in the same spot. Why are you going to wait to fly to my house?
What? Because there's no good to kick your ass and Dave Meltzer's ass. Then it's like organized crime if I do Bodie in the same house.
Oh, boy. All right. Overall takes on the show. Travis.
I thought it was pretty good. They end booked it. It seems like they left someone with like the impression of something really good at the beginning and the end, and what was in the middle was okay, but didn't really matter. I kind of felt, but they wanted to give somebody to remember like from the start, like their first impression, and leave them with something that was really cool. And I think they did that, especially with the Sami Zayn turn. So yeah, no, I thought it was great. Probably couldn't have put a better match somewhere in the middle to sort of balance out the card, but other than that, I thought it was fine.
All right. Sleazy.
I thought it was a decently booked show, but from a match quality perspective, I didn't think it was as good as a lot of people. I heard people say this was the pay-per-view of the year, and I'm like, no, not quite. I give it 6 out of 10.
Ryan.
Well, pay-per-view would have been better than that one.
Like any takeover.
Pretty much.
They're not fucking
And no
pay-per-view.
mercy. And no mercy.
You
Or
might
just a
got me-
WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah, you might got me with no mercy. You might got me with no mercy. But you can't count takeovers.
Why can't you?
Because they're not pay-per-views.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're
There are
not.
no more special events than the special events are special events.
Can you
So-
fucking buy them on pay-per-view?
You are paying for them. They're $9.99.
Can you buy them specifically on a pay-per-view channel?
Does it matter?
Yes,
You
it does.
do.
No, you're
First of
not.
all-
You are paying for it.
I'm going to invalidate.
I'm not saying. I'm
Whoa,
not going to say.
Whoa. Time out. I'm going to invalidate all that. You can buy them on Fight TV.
Whatever.
Ad hoc. So.
But at the same time, you're maybe not paying $9.99 specifically for the NXT show, but you're still paying $9.99 for it. So you are paying to view it.
You're paying for access. You're not paying for it.
But you're still viewing it, aren't you? Pay per view.
Well, that's the case. If I buy a ticket to a wrestling event, I'm paying to view it.
Yes.
So it's still pay-per-view.
Yes.
That means your house show argument is fucking invalid because you paid to view the house
It's a
show.
pay per view. I'm paying to view it. I could technically call it a pay per view if I want to.
It's a moot point anyway because they're being called special events.
But I can also lawyer you and say
I can lawyer all of you right now.
Michael Collins
Pay-per-views on the WWE Network under the pay-per-view listing on WWE Network.
and NXT's
NXT
not
is
there.
Not there.
Exactly. But I can also what is fuck?
Oh, I KO'd my dog.
Did Ryan just say he RKO'd a dog?
I did.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere!
Anyway, I gave it a 6 out of 10 like Sleazy.
We always have to get in a fucking fight about whether or not a pay-per-view is a fucking pay-per-view or not. I love
Always. Fucking Canadians don't know anything anyway.
it. Fucking
I
War
just lawyered
Games is
you.
not
What are you
War
talking about?
Games
It's a
when
Canadian that settled it.
Yeah, well, War Games is not War Games when it's 3-on-3-on-3, right?
But there's a
Always
war
War
game.
Games.
But it's going to have 2 rings in the War Games cage. So it's War Games.
It is War Games. I'm just bitter that it's 3-on-3-on-3. It is War Games. It's 2 rings. It's a cage. And WCW did a War Games like it too. It
I
is
was,
War Games.
I was just going to say that 1998.
98?
Yep.
Yeah,
they did it.
DDP won it.
Yep. They did a WCW versus NWO Hollywood versus NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah. Look
But
at the
it-
names. DDP went over Hogan, Warrior, Bret Hart, Sting. DDP won that match.
The winner of that match, it was like the last War Games WCW did at Fall Brawl, but it was a weird way that they did it because it was technically 3-on-3-on-3, but any person get to fall on anybody, which was weird. And the winner would got a title shot. But it was weird. And technically, DDP beat Stevie Ray in that match, so he went over Stevie Ray.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway. But no, I don't know how this is going to work. Like, is it just whoever, I'm assuming whoever takes the, or gets the fall wins the match for his team? Like, are they going to start out with 3 people in the ring? Like, how is it going to work? Like, and then just do the entrances there? Is this going to be 2-on-2 and they're just going to randomly bring in people?
They should start 1-on-1, and if it
1-on-1, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. 1-on-1.
If it happens to go that way, it's fine. But I read an article today saying about how WWE is going to put their own little spin on it. So I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to be.
Oh,
you don't even know what it is.
I already know it's going to be stupid. Just keep it the way it is.
Must be Ric Flair wrestling a broom stupid, is it?
Yeah, but Ric Flair can get the fucking broom to a 5-star match.
Not if it's not in Japan.
I'm not Dave Meltzer. It's got to be in fucking Charlotte.
Wow. Just wow.
All right. Let's talk about Jimmy Jacobs getting fired.
Dumbass.
Deserved it.
Dumbass.
Did not deserve it.
He did deserve it. Don't stand there and poke a fucking bear, and then when the bear bites back, go, why'd the bear bite me? You're a fucking idiot.
I agree with you. Like, this could be the promoters coming out of us, but I agree with him 100%.
I read something today that apparently, like, last summer or something, he took time off for a personal issue that wasn't really that personal. He just wanted time. He said it was personal, but he just wanted time off, and it came out that he just wanted time off. So we had backstage heat, and then this was actually the reason why he got fired for it. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back type thing.
Don't poke the bear.
But I do kind of agree with you guys. Like, I understand that they're friends and everything, but at the same time... What
you're saying is he poked the bear, and then he poked the bear again.
Pretty much.
Right,
like, I understand that he's friends with the guys, but when they're invading Raw, don't take that picture. Take it when, like, you happen to be in the same city at the same airport. Like, but don't do it while they're invading. Come on.
Even still, don't fucking put the hashtag up.
Right. He did do that, didn't he?
Yeah, poke. AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens all appeared on Being the Elite's YouTube show. Not a fucking issue. They made their little jokes and comments. Sami Zayn talked on the fucking show. It was hilarious. They didn't poke a fucking bear.
Yeah, WWE pretty much leaves well enough alone unless you start poking them.
They didn't give a fuck about the Young Bucks doing the Too Sweet thing until you realize how much fucking money they were making out of it. You notice how Finn Balor and the boys did that and nobody gave a fuck? They weren't out selling the merch, blatantly selling the merch, and seeing as many different versions of that fucking Too Sweet thing they can fucking get rid of and go and name DVDs and T-shirts and all that shit. They're idiots. For as much as good as I like to watch them, enjoy them, they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, and WWE was leaving them alone with it because they didn't care. But the minute you start poking them and you're going to invade them and tread on their territory, it's like, fuck you. You're not doing this to us. You know? So, no, I agree with what they did 100%. What WWE did, rather.
All right. Sleazy, your take.
I don't know. I mean...
He disagreed with us until our points.
I understand your points. I still... Losing your job over a photo is stupid.
If that's the only thing you did, yes.
If that's the only thing... See, there's the other thing about shit like this, is that you never get the full story. You never know for sure what else has been happening. We're not even sure for total sure if he was fired or he quit. Because when the story originally broke, he said, "Oh, he's gone," We don't know why.
Are you talking about Neville or are you talking about Jimmy Jacobs?
Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy James got fired.
Yes, I know. It came out after the fact. But that
It came out right away. He got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when
there was no doubting it. No, when the first story broke, it said Jimmy James got fired.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up.
Okay. My point still is valid in the fact that I'm trying to say that you don't know the full story about what happened. If there was other things that came out, then then there's some bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I still think it's bullshit no matter what. Because if you're gonna fire the guy for a photo, even if you want to sit here and say, yeah, they poked the bear and blah 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 blah, but it just doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
I think it makes perfect sense.
And that's the promoters in them and the fans in us. Like, they see it from that side. We say, well, you see it from a different side. I'm agreeing with them. Like, I think he should have been fired. And again, but you are right, though, Slizzy. You don't know what the whole story is. We may never know. But
oh, yeah, we're going to know. Because this is the fucking time of people getting on podcasts and trying to be fucking heroes.
Well, you can also say that Jimmy Jenkins would come on a podcast and say what Sleazy just said. Well, I quit. I didn't get fired over it. I quit about it. But why would he quit? He was well-liked backstage. Apparently, he came up with good ideas, which I guess Alyssa Jericho is one of them.
Yeah.
So apparently he's a creative guy that was well-liked backstage.
Well,
so
obviously he wasn't very well-liked. You know what I mean?
Because he did something stupid.
Not once.
Like there hasn't been people who've done something stupid. People have
they've gotten fired over it.
Yes, I agree with that. But I don't think.
I'll put it this way: with my job, I work with cell phone companies and sell them. If I get on social media and make one tweet talking bad about my company, regardless, I'm fucking fired. That's in my contract. This how you're defending this? He went above and beyond to go against his fucking company that's paying him. I go make one comment saying, fuck my company. I'm fired. Straight the fuck up. There's no other issues. I could be their best fucking employee in the world. One thing, I'm gone.
See, what you're saying and what actually happened are two different things. Because I have the original Instagram post. I saw it. It was more of a, hey, I saw a bunch of friends in friends in California. Well,
yes,
here's the thing.
It does say that.
Here's the other thing about it. He could have easily posted the picture. It was September 25th he posted it. Okay? Which was
a Monday. The day they invaded.
Right. Okay? I just wanted to double check to make sure that was the case. If it was the day after, my point's totally invalid. Let's just say they were having a little fun in the parking lot. It doesn't cause anything. None of this happens. You see what I mean? The only reason why Jimmy Jacobs got fired is because this got a ton of fucking press and it made WWE Raw look bad.
Yeah.
So
that's a fireable offense.
No.
So he got fired for making his company look bad.
No. Let's say for the sake of argument, it's 5 o'clock, okay? The Young Bucks come by, okay? You know them. You want to take a picture with them, right? You work at a liquor store. I know this is going to be bullshit, but
okay,
play with me on this.
The Young Bucks come into my store.
Right.
And I want to take a picture with them.
No, backstage. Outside the store.
Okay.
Outside the store, because they were outside.
Wait. They were outside my store, so I wanted to go take a picture with them. How would I know they're outside my store?
Because you saw them.
But how would I see them?
You could see them.
But
People talk. Hey,
maybe they texted you and told you they were there.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Fair point. Okay? They are also known for another liquor store across town. Okay? You go and take a picture with them. And they're having a little fun playing around, trying to market themselves.
So let me get context on this. They're not the Young Bucks, but they're just a rival. They're just a friend that works at another liquor store.
Right.
Okay.
I'm being very, very general.
I want to get the context of this, though. Okay, got it.
You take a picture with them, having a little fun, enjoying times of when you guys worked together beforehand. Okay? Got it?
Got it.
They then do this whole spiel about how their liquor store's better after the fact. Now, you've already posted the picture on Instagram. It gets a huge amount of press the next day. Should you be fired over that?
You're not poking the bear there. Because when they poke in Jimmy Jacobs' situation, he outright makes the Bullet Club Invasion hashtag. Don't put that there. Don't know yet, but
no.
Everything out, right?
If it didn't think it was going to be a big deal, what's the point? Why not? It's a funny little thing that they're doing. Whatever.
Just because it's not a big deal when you do it doesn't mean it won't get a big deal now. But
that's my point.
The mayor of Toronto was doing coke. He didn't think it was a big deal then, but it became a big deal.
Right.
It was not coke. It was crack.
Just because it wasn't a big deal.
It was crack. First of all,
whatever.
Ryan's right.
Whatever.
Crack.
Just because it wasn't a big deal the time you did it doesn't mean it will not be a big deal later.
Yeah, but you're faulting the guy for something that he thought was just going to be a little nothing thing.
And that's understand it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but you're not understanding it. You're immediately jumping to the fact that he needs to be fired over doing this.
He does.
Not you necessarily, but everyone
He does
here.
need to be fired over it.
No, he doesn't.
Because what did Ryan say? He used the hashtag. If he used every other hashtag except that, he still has a job.
Yep. Because they're not poking the bear.
I don't think so. Because
how many times did Jericho do stuff while he was on the show?
Here's the thing I say. If this didn't blow up, none of this would have happened.
No, and that's true because it wouldn't have been a big deal. But it became a big deal.
It became a big deal, and he got retroactively fired effectively for something that he thought wasn't going to be a big deal.
Well, I'll call your bullshit. Don't tell me one of the internet darlings, and I love the zombie princess, don't get me wrong. Don't tell me an internet darling doesn't know and uses social media to his fucking advantage, did not know what was going to happen when he posted that. He knew it was going to blow up. Oh, God.
No, but they didn't know it was going to blow up. The Young Bucks didn't know it was going to blow up.
They know it was going to be a little. Do you watch their show? Do you watch the Young Bucks show?
I watch their show all the time.
So you damn well know that that's a load of shit since they've been planning episodes about the WWE stooge and bleeping out stuff that they're not supposed to be saying. They knew what was going to happen. Jimmy Jacobs knew what was going to fucking happen because he knew the internet marks were going to go, oh shit.
Okay. What if?
So angry.
No. What if this is, because I know Sleazy and he loves conspiracies.
Okay.
What if Jacobs did it and he knew he was going to get fired?
Holy shit. Oh my god, that just made me come.
Because the very next day, he releases a new fucking shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees. The next day after he got fired.
Of that picture.
That picture.
You do realize that he got...
Do you think he knew it was going to happen?
I don't know. I love shit like that. That's absolutely...
Maybe he was just fed up with WWE for some reason. You know, he was well-liked backstage and came up with great ideas and was a hard worker. Maybe he just was sick of it. Maybe he got bored. He got bored. Maybe his personal time that he took that they found out wasn't personal time. He just wanted to go away. He was trying to get fired then, and they kept him on. You don't know. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
Like Sleazy says, you do not know.
It's very, very possible. And Fatman, you absolutely make a great point there. Maybe this was intentional.
But again, you don't know.
You just don't know. Like,
it's a fun thing to look at it from many different angles because there are so many different ways you can look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, let's wrap that up for now. Two more little tidbits. WWE is interested in Madison Rain.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe.
I'm maybe interested in Madison Rain. Thank you.
No, I'm saying, like, me personally, I'm like, you bring her on to train some of the girls? Cool. I have no interest in Mrs. Josh Matthews coming to WWE wrestling.
Agreed.
She's training at the Performance Center right now.
Yeah, she is. I think it would add depth to the women's division, especially on SmackDown.
It'd make me tune in. I love her.
So
there you have it, WWE. Hire Madison Rain. Travis Canning will watch your show.
That's all you need.
And then the last thing that I want to talk about is this Neville situation.
Oh, shit.
I had the article up because it was way too fucking complicated to write down on my notes.
I'm just going to get this line out of the way. Oh my god, I got a 200-day title reign. I'm not happy. Go to fuck you, elf-looking piece of shit.
Well,
there you go.
I'm thinking there's more, obviously, what we don't know.
There's always more to it. Like,
apparently he walked out on Raw. When he found out he was going to lose to Enzo in a non-title main event.
Fuck off. You just had an entire roster job to you over 200 days, and you can't fucking job.
No. I absolutely 100% agree with you with. There's also reports saying that he never walked out, but he was never actually at Raw. So, I mean, he can't walk out of a show he wasn't at.
Like, fuck you can't.
I guess he was relatively mad because he didn't receive any royalties for the WrestleMania 33 DVD because he was on the pre-show and that pre-show wasn't on the DVD, and it's the highest selling DVD of the year, so he lost money on that. He's still technically not released. He's still under contract technically.
So
is he flipping coupons?
There's also reports that he wanted to get out of the Cruiserweight division to go try to move up the card, and they wanted to keep him on the Cruiserweight division. That's just speculation. I don't know.
Last thing I heard about it was because they're trying to justify it. Oh, he wanted to leave and do what Drew McIntyre did and go away and make a name for himself and come back.
Well, he's already made a name for himself. That's why he came to WWE to begin with.
Yeah, he was huge as Pac.
So, that makes no sense. And I've been very critical of Enzo, winning the Cruiserweight title. But, again, I'd have to say this. The Canadians were right.
He's money.
He is money, even though the viewership for Raw has dropped dramatically since... Well, that's the third hour. So I don't know
that they're specifically doing that for.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand. Know what if they're because the third hour Raw never does good anyway. But the first time that Enzo was in that main event spot, it lost over 550,000 viewers, and that was like the third or fourth worst drop for a main event segment in WWE history on Raw.
What game was playing that night?
I don't know. But.
Yeah, I've seen that happen with Triple H in the main event too, though, right? Like it's not.
No. Yeah.
Well, wasn't it one of the ALDS games on that night?
There could have been.
And Monday Night Football was not like.
Yep. That was. I was just looking up. There was two different games on, so it was. No, it was not the ALDS. It was just Monday Night Football.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, I'm going to say hour 3 doesn't normally do as good as the first 2 hours. And, again, it gives them experience to be in the main event. So I like that they're there. Just because the ratings drop doesn't mean anything. Like that was the whole
especially with DVRing and stuff today, too, right? Like,
yeah, that was the whole point I was trying to get to. And I agree 100% with Ryan. Like, you had a whole division job to you for a year, and you can't job to one guy. Yeah, I don't think he should be Cruiserweight champion, but I'm wrong. His in-ring work's not that great, but at the same time, he's money. So.
Oh yeah, write checks for him all day, man.
Well, he reeks this entire situation reeks of Austin Aries.
You think so?
Yeah.
You 100%.
Same exact thing happened to Austin. He wanted to move up. He didn't like his spot, so he left.
Well, that's true.
And as a matter of fact, Austin Aries put out a tweet after that happened with Neville as well.
Did he really?
He did.
Well, there you go.
Wah.
And who was Neville facing at WrestleMania they didn't get the royalties for?
Aries.
Austin Aries.
Yeah.
So there could be something to this. But
motherfucker, what pisses me off is I get Aries is good, like it just in generalize everything, which is fine. And Aries was a world champ in fucking GFTN Impact, whatever the fuck it's called this week.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And which is fine. He had a nice little run out of it too. Everything that he did started in the X division and worked his way up. The difference was GFTN Impact needed that guy to build up. The WWE did not fucking need Austin Aries in the main event. You got too many guys that you're easily, readily available to go to that you don't need an Austin Aries. Austin Aries wanted to do something, should have stayed in NXT. Once you went to the Cruiserweight division, boys, we got this division made for you guys to do something now. So, now you're not Rey Mysterio, boys. Rey Mysterio got fucking lucky only because his buddy died. That's it. That's why he won the belt.
And they need another Latino star.
That's why they got Kalisto.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can see their frustrations being like, okay, you know, especially with Aries being like, okay, I'm a former world champion, this other promotion. Like, you can at least give me, like, an Intercontinental title or U.S. title run here, not put me in the Cruiserweight division. Just because I'm small doesn't mean I'm for that division, you know what I mean? Like, let me work my way up. I understand the frustration, but at the same time, you have a job with the biggest wrestling company in the world. You're getting TV time every week.
And you're getting buco bucks.
And you're getting money.
But there's the problem with Aries. His fucking ego killed him. And Aries is another one. Don't get me wrong, I like Aries. Aries' ego killed him because you work through this shit. You take the shitty stuff to get to the good stuff. So if you're giving a piss poor attitude when you got to do this now, why the fuck am I investing in you later?
No, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
A point I want to make is, like, the one thing that is weird to me is everybody in the industry talks about suspension of disbelief, how to reel these fans in, make them forget for a moment that wrestling's fake. When the people who often forget that wrestling is fake most of the time are the people in the industry. If you think that you're you should be holding titles all the time and you should be where you think you should be all the time and not the promoters putting you there, then go fucking work for MMA, man, and work your ass off and get up there because professional wrestling,
CM Punk reference. CM Punk reference. I love it, though.
I just hit my fucking tongue so hard then.
I love it, though. And Travis does make a good point. As much as I think Neville should be moved up the card, and so with Austin Aries, like I said, you're on the biggest wrestling company in the world getting TV time, which is a shit ton of exposure that most of these fucking a millionth of these wrestlers aren't fucking getting, and you're getting paid money for it. Why are you walking away from that? Just because you don't like it? Granted, okay, fine. There's other ways to do it. Work out your work the rest of your contract and then leave. Don't just walk out because you're that.
Because Fat Man, you're just as good as info and stuff like that as I am. I'm trying to remember. Not counting Austin, over the past 10 years, say, and I know Austin's a bit longer than that, out of all the guys that have got sulky and walked out, were any of them not fucking indie darlings?
Booker T. But I don't think he walked out. I think his contract was up, though. And he just left. So I can't really say he walked out. Other than, no, I don't think there's anybody else. Punk?
Indie darling?
Pac and Aries, yeah. Yeah.
And
he already said besides not Austin.
Okay.
He said not Austin.
No. We start that Austin fight. Austin had a legitimate gripe for that, but that's besides the point. But
everybody's got legitimate gripes. It doesn't mean you have to handle them that way. Like, I mean, even Austin came back and said now that he shouldn't have handled it the way he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you sit down and listen to Punk, and I'll be the first person to defend Punk because I love Punk, I always have. But he's talking about how he invented the Shield, and they were hiding the fact that they weren't going to be with him and all this kind of stuff. Look, of course, he had a backup plan when you were fucking going to him pissed off every week, telling him you were threatening to quit and everything all the time, wanting to walk out. You know, because he threatened to fucking quit every other fucking day. So, like, why wouldn't they have a backup plan? Right?
Right.
You know? Like, come on, you're going to treat people like shit, they're going to treat you like shit, too.
Exactly.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't... No, like, I would love to see Punk back in the WWE, or even in any wrestling form at all, but at the same time, he walked out on a company that was paying him money. Fuck him.
Significant money, too. Main roster money.
Main roster money. Main event money.
And Punk did have legitimate gripes, but, I mean, he didn't, like, it's not the fact that he had them. They were legitimate gripes, so you can't handle things that way.
But that
can't.
Oh, no, but let's also face the facts. Punk's he's an asshole. Like,
Yep.
I'm not saying that none of these wrestlers don't have egos or aren't assholes either, but Punk is a notable fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like, he don't give a shit about the fans. The fans will want an autograph. He's like, what the fuck you. Like, who? Like, I understand.
I disagree with that. Like, fucking Punk, if you're respectful towards him, he will do it, but you had to present yourself a certain way. He's not like, you know, if you're going up being obnoxious and like, yelling at him and shit, he won't fucking do it. No. That's different.
Fuck you, you chose that life. You chose to be in the spotlight all the time. I'll give you an example, Travis. Last show we did. I'm out, and I'm a piece of shit bad guy. It's me and angry, don't talk to nobody. When I went out during intermission, did I continue to be a piece of shit bad guy? No. The second I decided that, no, I'm not staying in the locker room, I'm going to go out, all of my rights of being a piece of shit stops. Because those are the people that are there to watch me do what I do.
Who paid money.
Any one of them that comes up to me and asks for an autograph or a picture or just says hello, I'm not going to be a piece of shit to them.
They paid money to see you. I understand you were in an intermission while Punk's out at a Blackhawks game. Kind of totally different, separate scenarios. But at the same time, being like, hey, man, you're CM Punk. I respect you. You mind giving me an autograph? And he goes, fuck you. If I'm being nice to him and he tells me to fuck off, I'm going to fucking think he's an asshole.
Right, but the thing is like you get like a lot of reports from people who are assholes to wrestlers and don't even realize it.
No, I'm not denying that at all. I bet you, there's a guy, let's just say Neville. Let's just say he signs every autograph for anybody, but one time they catch him in a bad mood.
He's hurting.
He's hurting, and they blast him on the internet because he was an asshole one time. No, I get it. I understand. I completely get it. But there's multiple stories of Punk being a fucking dick, even at conventions, being a fucking asshole to everybody.
See, like, I work in a Walmart, right? You understand, like, the people that have gone to shows that I've promoted or gone to shows that Travis promoted, they come up to me and are not, like, the easiest of people to deal with. And I'm sitting at work, having a smoke. See, even my dogs are pissed at these people. Like, but, like, there's that decorum you have to have when you know somebody's a fan. Or when they reference you in that certain way, don't do what you're doing if you're going to get on like a fucking idiot about it. Look how Orton got into so much shit for being a piece of shit that it got beat out of him. But people like Punk just think they're fucking entitled.
Right, and I guess that was the whole word I was trying to get around, or trying to get to, was entitled. Like, I don't remember how this conversation started.
Neville.
But
walking out. People being assholes.
But
yes,
he has gripes in his own mind that thinks that he should be dealt with, and he's not getting down in a certain way. If he wants to walk out, he can walk out. He has every he has every right to do it, but we'll see where this.
Independent contractor.
He's an independent contractor, exactly.
Independent contractor that signed the contract.
I was just gonna say that who signed the contract. So, but we will see. We will see where this leads, and if obviously new information is going to come out, and I don't know if he comes back, they're going to bury the shit out of him, like, right? Travis, if you had an employee or a wrestler who did that, who just walked out because they weren't willing to deal, didn't like the spot they were in, but you're a good enough person to be like, okay, let's set our differences aside and let's try to work this out, what would you do?
I think it depends on the reason, but for the most part, you'd have to make an example of him a little bit because you have a roster full of people that you don't want doing the same thing to.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so you would have to.
You got to learn to love the taste of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to earn the trust back. You would have to learn to trust him more by you giving him shit and him taking it, and then you slowly build him up again, right? If he does everything you ask and improves.
Right. And the thing is, too, it really depends, because if it's someone who has a history of having a bad attitude, it'll be a little bit different. But if it's someone who's generally pretty easy to deal with, they go and do that. Like, even as a promoter, you're asking yourself, okay, where did I go wrong, or what the fuck happened? You know, so even if you bring them back, you make them eat shit. But then on the other side of that is, well, maybe you know that there's something that went awry that maybe you had a hand in too. You know, there's a sense of self-awareness there that wouldn't normally be there if someone had like a shitty all-around attitude.
Will Vince McMahon do that, though? Be like, I'm in the wrong. He might admit that behind closed doors, but you know that if Neville does come back, he's going to eat shit for a long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like, Austin didn't come back and fucking eat shit.
Well, he's Austin. I mean, you have the most popular guy in wrestling history coming back. Like, and he had 2 matches left in him. Come on.
I was just going to say, didn't Austin come back and go immediately into a shitty feud with Bischoff?
I mean, it wasn't really a shitty feud. I mean, it made sense. But, and then right after that, he was in the, quote, main event of WrestleMania. The Raw's main event of WrestleMania that year. But he had 2 matches. But he had 2 matches left in him, though.
And he was the last match, because that's what a fucking main event is. No, the main event's what draws. You can put it on first instead of being a main event. But anyway, we'll get to that discussion. God. We'll get to that discussion further. But I'm just saying, he's Austin was the most popular guy in the company, or in wrestling history, and he had 2 matches left in him. Like, how's he going to eat shit there? You know what I mean? So that's different. Neville, I don't know how he's like. I'm not backstage. I don't know if he's like backstage, if he's not like backstage. Like, there's no report saying that he's disliked backstage. So, I mean, you could be good backstage. I'm backstage all the time. Neville's at the glory hole. He's a peach.
Well, here's a better example. Rather than Austin, look at Shawn Michaels. When he got injured, he left, but he had a bad attitude all around. And there's a bunch of substance abuse issues. He was pissing everybody off backstage when he did come back periodically and do, like, little TV segments and shit. And then, so, all of a sudden, Shawn Michaels comes back for this new miracle run because Austin can't wrestle anymore. So Vince McMahon pays out of his ass and pays off Shawn Michaels' insurance policy, retirement insurance policy, whatever he had, brings him back, and gives him fucking world title. So,
well, for one, that was supposed to be a one-off, his match with Triple H at SummerSlam. 2, the world title. Okay. Yes, he was in main events. At the same time, it was 4.5 years. Time heals all wounds, unless
it's Shawn fucking Michaels.
Unless it's a gunshot wound to the head. It's Shawn fucking Michaels, and he's a changed person than what he was back then. and he proved it. So that's different too.
Okay, unfortunately, we have to call this a night here.
As Sleazy didn't get like anything in the last like 10 minutes.
I was just listening and just shaking my head more than anything else.
Well, this was fun.
I was just gonna say I won't say the A, but I'm gonna say it was fun having you guys back, and I did miss you guys as much as we fucking hate each other in the chat. It's good to talk to each other to get each other's perspective, because talking is a lot better than just texting. So
eventually, one of these days, we will have a special Facebook group for fans of the wrestling show where we will interact with fans.
Oh, the one person? Sweet.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Thanks,
one of them.
Jim from Iowa.
But thank you again, Ryan, for coming on the show.
Ew.
Thank you, Travis, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And as always, for Sleazy,
For the Fat Man.
this is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
I'm the truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain in the game. The bloodshed in your name. When there's nothing to gain, I'm the world gone sad.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network. You spring, I spring, we all spring for Teespring. You know what that means? As corny as that was, yes, I know it's corny as hell, we have a t-shirt store. It is up and it is running, and right now we have 8 shirts, but it is growing. The merchandise is growing. Right now, we have shirts going from as little as $13 for a TJCMS first t-shirt to $20 for a Gear Network logo t-shirt. All of them available to be delivered right to your front door. You choose your size, you choose your style, and you go. It's as simple as that, and there are plenty more t-shirts to come, but take a look at our Teespring store. If you go to gearnetwork.com, under the Support the Shows banner and 4 links down is gear merchandise. That will take you directly to our Teespring store, and you can see all of our selection of our current shirts right now, our current merchandise. Thank you again for all of your support and using our links on gearnetwork.com.